evening to you all. David gave me a specification which says it must be brief. So I'll try and fulfill that specification. David and I both joined Saw Mechanics Limited, which is a subsidiary of Molems, in the early 70s. And the firm had been founded 30 years before at the end of the World War II by Silas Glossop, Harold Harding. Hugh Golder was a senior member of the team, and Alex Skempton, who had then just joined Imperial, was appointed a consultant. And to a large extent, these differing and very strong-minded characters were bound together by their commitment to quality in this new field of ground engineering. At the outset, with the absence of any standards, Glossop set about the production of a manual for laboratory testing. This was finally completed by Tom Ackroyd and published in 1957. Glossop remarked in his journals that it succeeded beyond our wildest dreams, and for 20 years it remained the standard work on the subject. Thousands of copies were sold, and the profits were most satisfactory. But driving up quality, high quality in field investigations, as David has said, has been much more of a challenge and remains so. In this regard, David has made a very considerable personal contribution in providing systematic framework for soil and rock description and driving this through our industry standards. The recent meeting of the engineering group of Aberfan provided a salutary reminder of the devastating consequences of the lack of regulation of spoil tips at that time in 1966. And undoubtedly, great strides have been made in the succeeding years. But as David has mentioned, the collapses at Carsington and Heathrow Central Terminal area, and more recently at the Hatfield Main Colliery near Doncaster, remind us that regulations alone are not sufficient to ensure safe completion of engineering works. There is also the need for sound contract procedures aligned with what John Berlin called well-winnowed experience, and also an effective peer review process. On a personal note, for 3 years I was a member of the EC7 committee, and progress did seem remarkably slow. Thus my great admiration for those such as Brian Simpson of Arabs and David, who have shown great commitment to the development of appropriate standards for our industry. So it's with great pleasure that I propose a vote of thanks to David presenting such a stimulating 17th Glossop lecture.